Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for checking out this video. And this is one interesting video because it has to deal with finances.
Oh, is it hot in here?
And I called it Cash and Couples. How to have a harmonious financial relationship in your marriage that is going to help you guys to what? Prosper. Now, the matter of money is one of the key things that can affect a relationship negatively, big time, if not handled well. In fact, there are actually 4 major things that affect marriage relationships. Money is number 1. Sex is number 2. Communication is number 3. And the 4th one is in-laws. So how well you are able to navigate these 4 things can determine how well and how successful your marriage will be to an extent. But today we're going to be looking at the matter of money, the matter of finances. So thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chinedu Abwim. I want to give you about 15 important key tips on how to effectively manage the issue of finances in your marriage relationships such that you guys will thrive and prosper and there will be no issues. I know how strong money is to a lot of people. I know how much of a pull the matter of finances and money can be on a person's heart and on a relationship. But I think really that you should never allow money affect your relationship negatively. Money is just a tool. Money is a tool that enables you do things, enables you enjoy certain things, enables you even help other people and be a blessing to others. That's my personal opinion. So I made up my mind in my own marriage that money will never be an issue. Money will never be an issue. We will never have an issue or quarrel on account of money. It's not worth it. Whatever you may think I'm wrong or you may have a different opinion. That's fine. Just add a comment and let's share, let's understand, let's know each person's perspective. But I think that money is not big enough to cause a rift in your marriage relationship. It's not big enough. It's not enough to do that. So how you manage this issue of finances, the place you put it in your marriage relationship will determine truly how well you guys thrive and prosper when it comes to finances in your marriage. So 15 important tips. Number 1, open and honest communication is important when it comes to money. I know a whole lot of people, a whole lot of couples don't do this. Many couples don't quite want to tell everything about what they earn. And everyone may have their reasons. I don't blame anybody, I'm not judging anybody. But I think that the degree to which each of you know each person's financial status, even if it's not to the utmost or to the most perfect dotted I's and crossed T and precise point, even if you don't know it that precise, but to the degree you understand each person's financial standing at a particular point in time, it helps not to put undue expectations on your spouse. It helps, and it also helps both of you to know where you are at and what you're supposed to do to aspire to where you want to be. So I think communication is very key. It's very key. I acknowledge that probably 80% of couples are not that open when it comes to the matter of finances in their relationships. And I don't think it's nice. I think if you guys are married, you swim together, you sink together. So how you deal with your finances, even if one spouse decides to take all the money and flush in the toilet, it doesn't just affect one person only, it affects everybody. So the more together you are, the more of a team you are when it comes to the matter of finances, I think the better it is for you guys to be able to handle matters effectively and efficiently, and also work together in order to build on what you already have, in order to prosper and to thrive and to move forward from there. So open and honest communication, I think, is key. So the degree to which you can do that will greatly impact positively on your finances in marriage. Point number 2, or tip number 2, it's also important to understand how your spouse views money. Very important. I know people, because of the way they grew up in a place of deprivation, in a place of struggle. So when it comes to money, they look at it like a war. They have to fight, they have to be careful, they have to conserve. They are not generous, they are not liberal. If you know your spouse is that kind of person, it helps you to know how to handle him or her when it comes to the matter of finances. It also helps you to know what boundaries you have or what approach you should adopt when it comes to the matter of finances, because you don't want to create a quarrel. If you have a particular partner, for example, who is very careful when it comes to finances, who only spends exactly what was articulated to be spent, you better yourself be careful. If you're the generous type, you better yourself be careful on how you express your generosity. You have to put that generosity within the frames of what two of you have agreed are the boundaries for expressing that level of generosity. It has to be articulated properly. It has to be justified. You have to make it such that you can convince or keep your partner in a place where he or she feels, okay, I'm comfortable with this expenditure because we have planned it. You can't just spend the way you feel like it because you're a generous person. You're now married, so you must carry your partner along. What if you now have a partner, for instance, who is the generous person, always giving? Now, you now have to watch that kind of person and say, okay, generosity is good, but to a limit. Let's work on this limit. Let's agree on this limit. You can't give everything out. There must be something kept for the home. There must be something kept for savings. There must be something kept for investment. So let's plan within that confine. What am I saying? You need to understand how your spouse views money. Once you understand it, then both of you can work together and have a harmonious approach towards finances in the home. Third point, set financial goals together. When you do it together, oh, beautiful. Everybody knows what their aspirations are towards. Nobody is careless. Everybody knows where we are going. This is what we plan. This is what we are saving money for. We're saving money for a house. We're saving money for a project, or we're investing in this and that. Because of it, every other thing we do around finances has to be well managed, carefully planned, and well organized so that we can achieve our goals. Number 4 tip, which is so powerful and so important, is pray together about your finances and your financial goals. Please pray. No matter all the planning that you do, I can guarantee you there are some curveballs that come in life that you don't expect. Really, the more of God that is involved in your marriage, in your relationship, and in your finances, the better it is for you. Because God is now going to supply grace. God is now going to supply help. Peradventure, you fall into a difficult problem. You have a health challenge, you lose your job, or whatever it is. It's still God that is going to make a way for you to recover, to bounce back, and to thrive and prosper. So never in your marriage, no matter the area you're dealing with, never leave God out of your marriage. Don't. You don't know life. You can't do life on your own. Life is too big for you to do on your own. You're only aware of what you can see in front of you and what you have planned in your head. Beyond that, what do you know is going to happen? What do you know is going to happen in the next minute, in the next hour, in the next day? You and I need God. So pray together about your marriage. Pray together about your finances. Pray together about your goals so that you can bring God into the matter. And when you bring God into the matter of your finances, God will supply His help, supply His grace, supply His blessings, and it will make your prosperity financially a lot faster than doing it alone. Number 5, create a joint budget. Make sure that both of you have an input in that budget planning. And then, when circumstances change, maybe you move to a different location, you can also adjust it together, but stay within the confines of your budget. It's very helpful. 6th tip and 6th point. Allocate responsibilities in the house. So let everybody know the contribution they are making financially into the home. So allocate responsibilities, especially if the two of you are earning. Number 7, agree on spending limits. Because once you have your budget, you have your allocated responsibilities, there's already a framework within which money is expended in the house. But there may be some other extras, some other miscellaneous. Now, you don't need to hold your spouse and say, why did you buy this chocolate? Or why did you buy this ice cream? You don't need to be too specific on the miscellaneous, but let the miscellaneous have a limit. Don't go beyond this limit, otherwise it will affect our entire financial planning. So have spending limits that are agreed upon by the two of you. The next tip I'm also going to give is save and invest. If it is possible for you, automate this process. Put a standing instruction in your bank account. When money comes in, a particular percentage goes into a savings or a particular percentage goes into an investment fund. And that being said, I go to number 9 point. Have an emergency fund. So you see, from your savings, you can have an emergency fund. Just in case. Those are just in case funds that maybe something just happens, somebody is ill or there's an emergency. At least, even if the money is not going to take care of the entire emergency, you have something that you can at least start the process of mitigating the issue or the process of resolving the challenge. So have an emergency fund as part of your financial culture and structure in your marriage and in your home. Tip number 10, maintain some independence. Irrespective of the fact that you guys have a joint plan and joint budget, each person should have some level of independence, some spending allowance, as it were, to spend as they deem fit. Don't micromanage all the finances. I've seen couples that have done this and it never really works. Tip number 11, minimize quarrels and bitterness and strife in the home. This thing kills grace. Whenever you have a home that there's bitterness and there's strife and there's quarrel and there's, negative emotions, that atmosphere is not an atmosphere of miracles at all. You can't get financial miracles and financial grace in that kind of atmosphere. You must be in unity. You must be one. The Bible says that one will chase 1,000, but two will chase 10,000. So there's power in that unity. There's power in that synergy. There's power in that atmosphere of love, of oneness, that atmosphere of joy. You may not have it all, but at least endeavor to maintain an atmosphere that is free of strife, free of bitterness, free of hatred and all those negative emotions. That atmosphere enables God pour out His grace that can help you get financially prosperous a whole lot faster. This is an important tip that a lot of people are missing. When you have financial challenges or you have goals and aspirations, maybe you're looking for a career upgrade and all that, make sure there's harmony between you and your spouse. Make sure the love is there. Make sure the oneness is there. Make sure there's no bitterness or hatred. Because at that point, you need God to intervene. And God comes only in an atmosphere that is peaceful, harmonious, loving, fulfilling, joyous, and all that. God doesn't function in an atmosphere of anger, bitterness, hatred, and all that. He doesn't function there. So you want grace, you want God to get involved in your finances. Make sure there is no bitterness. Make sure there is no resentment. Make sure there is no hatred. Make sure there are no quarrels or disunity in your marriage. It will help your finances a great deal. Tip number 12, do regular check-ins financially. So what do I mean by regular check-ins? Have a time, maybe a time of the week, maybe Saturday mornings or late nights or whatever it is, where you guys, do your financial checks. Check your goals, check your expenditure, check your bills, have your plans on how you guys are going to tackle issues that come up. So it's like a review process. Once in a while, depending on the frequency, you guys choose based on your work schedules or whatever the case may be. Have regular check-ins and be on the same page financially. It's a good one to practice. Tip number 13, educate yourselves financially. The more you know about financial management and all that, the better you'll be able to handle finances in the home. 14th tip, celebrate financial milestones. So let's say you've set your financial goals and you achieve one goal or you achieve another within a time frame. Celebrate it, because there's something that the celebration does. It motivates you guys to achieve more. And then final tip, 15th tip, In case many of these you've tried may not quite be working, or there may still be friction or some gray areas, you can always seek professional help. And that professional help may just be some good value to you and will help to put both of you in the right place so that you can now move on from there. So I hope all these points made some sense to you and added some value to you. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, I thank you for subscribing. And I super celebrate you. I wish you and pray you success in your own relationships and your own marriages. And I pray that you prosper greatly, especially now that finances is a major issue. I pray that the matter of finances will not be a problem in your marriage. And God will bless you and prosper you guys and move you forward no matter what is happening in the world, in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you once again, and see you in the next video.